insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandbeck Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandbeck Insurance offers many lines of insurance, whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies. Sandbeck is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandbeck Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance.
Did you know at Wiley Sanders Truck Line that we offer Blue Cross Blue Shield, we offer dental, we offer disability, we offer vision, we offer life insurance, cancer insurance. We also have a 401k where we match up to 4%, dollar per dollar up to 4%. We also have automatic trucks at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. If you go to a truck driving school, we'll reimburse you. And don't forget about the $1,000 sign-on bonus. Money! Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama. Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We help you save for your future.
Life is hectic enough without worrying if your lights will stay on or if there's hot water for your child's bath. So count on natural gas to keep the energy flowing, even when the weather is unpredictable. Natural gas is always there to keep your home warm, showers hot, and food cooked to perfection. That's why America has relied on safe and affordable natural gas for more than 150 years. And we will be here for you and future generations too. You can count on natural gas from Southeast Alabama Gas District.
Napa know-how. Here's some Napa know-how for you. Your local Napa Auto Parts store in Troy is under new ownership with an all-new fully stocked store. Big deal, you say? Big deal, we say. Like the ownership, the store has a new look, too. We're still delivering the same Napa quality and know-how, but we've increased our inventory and are committed to helping you find the parts you need when you need them. So come check us out. We've got the right part at the right price at the right time. Know-how, Napa know-how.
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Now that shows we stand behind our work. And our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did.
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you were out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
Have you seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandbeck Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandbeck Insurance offers many lines of insurance, whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies. Sandbeck is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandbeck Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance.
Did you know at Wiley Sanders Truck Line that we offer Blue Cross Blue Shield, we offer dental, we offer disability, we offer vision, we offer life insurance, cancer insurance. We also have a 401k where we match up to 4%, dollar per dollar up to 4%. We also have automatic trucks at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. If you go to a truck driving school, we'll reimburse you. And don't forget about the $1,000 sign-on bonus. Money! Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama. Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We help you save for your future.
Life is hectic enough without worrying if your lights will stay on or if there's hot water for your child's bath. So count on natural gas to keep the energy flowing, even when the weather is unpredictable. Natural gas is always there to keep your home warm, showers hot, and food cooked to perfection. That's why America has relied on safe and affordable natural gas for more than 150 years. And we will be here for you and future generations too. You can count on natural gas from Southeast Alabama Gas District.
Napa know-how. Here's some Napa know-how for you. Your local Napa Auto Parts store in Troy is under new ownership with an all-new fully stocked store. Big deal, you say? Big deal, we say. Like the ownership, the store has a new look, too. We're still delivering the same Napa quality and know-how, but we've increased our inventory and are committed to helping you find the parts you need when you need them. So come check us out. We've got the right part at the right price at the right time. Know-how, Napa know-how.
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Now that shows we stand behind our work. And our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did.
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you are out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
Have you seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandback Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandback Insurance offers many lines of insurance, whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies. Sandback is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandback Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance.
Did you know at Wiley Sanders Truck Line that we offer Blue Cross Blue Shield, we offer dental, we offer disability, we offer vision, we offer life insurance, cancer insurance. We also have a 401k where we match up to 4%, dollar per dollar up to 4%. We also have automatic trucks at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. If you go to a truck driving school, we'll reimburse you. And don't forget about the $1,000 sign-on bonus. Money! Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama. Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We help you save for your future.
Life is hectic enough without worrying if your lights will stay on or if there's hot water for your child's bath. So count on natural gas to keep the energy flowing, even when the weather is unpredictable. Natural gas is always there to keep your home warm, showers hot, and food cooked to perfection. That's why America has relied on safe and affordable natural gas for more than 150 years. And we will be here for you and future generations too. You can count on natural gas from Southeast Alabama Gas District.
Here's some Napa know-how for you. Your local Napa Auto Parts store in Troy is under new ownership with an all-new fully stocked store. Big deal, you say? Big deal, we say. Like the ownership, the store has a new look, too. We're still delivering the same Napa quality and know-how, but we've increased our inventory and are committed to helping you find the parts you need when you need them. So come check us out. We've got the right part at the right price at the right time. Know-how, Napa know-how.
Welcome to today in L.A. Hope that you're doing well this morning on a Friday as we start another work day. And, of course, thank goodness it's
opening day today, man, for baseball season.
I know it. I'm excited about it. No question about it. As the Trojans of Troy get ready to open up their 2019 baseball season. Is that right?
Well, that's correct. Of course, had a great season last year, made it to the regionals, and hopefully they can make a return trip. I remember Coach Smart said a few weeks ago when he was on the show that no Troy team has ever went back-to-back to the NCAA tournament. So
they were going back-to-back. Is that right?
Well, since they've been Division I.
Yeah.
So maybe this will be the year for that to happen. Of course, all of it really comes down to pitching more than anything. If they can find some steady pitching, and I think they got some pretty good hitters coming back, and they brought in some guys that are supposed to be able to hit. I really expect Chase Smart to have a really good season as well. So I think that's something you can expect this year. And
we showed a picture of Yogi Berra, with those 10 rings on. To me, Chase Smart reminds me a little bit of Yogi Berra. He's not real tall, about 5'9", 5'10" at the most, probably, but has a lot of the same characteristics of the great Yogi Berra.
Of course, Troy basketball with the women fell last night at home to Georgia State. Actually, got beat by 15 at home, which is really unheard of.
Hey, it's starting to show their colors. I'm afraid. I really am.
Well, I think everybody's just kind of catching up with them as far as the way to play them. Troy, was blowing out a lot of people early in the season. course, you know, a few weeks ago, what were they, 17-3?
Oh yeah.
Now they're 17-6 and 8-4 in the conference, so they're not even in first place in the conference anymore. So definitely kind of a surprise to lose at home. Hopefully they can bounce back and win at home against Georgia Southern this weekend. The men fell on Wednesday night to Georgia State, who's probably the best team in the Sun Belt. Troy played them close for a half, got beat 34 to, we're only down 34-33 at the half, but then in the second half, Georgia State just dominated, won by 14 points. And very strange situation going on with Jordan Bernardo. 3 straight games he's missed.
What is happening there, man? I cannot get over
due
what.
to a concussion. So now that makes overall 4 games he's missed on the season in conference play. And let's be honest, they just can't win without him. You know, so I don't know what's going to happen tonight. National television, 8 o'clock, ESPN2 in Statesboro, Georgia. Troy will play, and I tell you what, I would like to know if Bernardo's going to play, because that's really going to be the deciding factor. Of course, Troy has been dominated by Georgia Southern, and Tukey Brown, their unbelievable point guard, probably scores about 25 a game against Troy. And Troy, it comes down to defense. You know, they can't slow anybody down. If they give up 80 points, they're probably going to lose.
Well, and hopefully not, you know, that Troy's going to get better.
I mean, it's hard to believe that this team that beats UAB at UAB, Western Kentucky at Western Kentucky, barely lost to a St. Louis team that's going to probably win their league. They're about to look at 4-9 in the conference. 4-9. I mean, I remember like 3 or 4 weeks ago, Troy was 10-7. I mean, it's really just unbelievable. And 3-3 in the conference.
Well, they got a pretty good excuse that Bernardo hasn't been there, and that's a pretty good excuse, isn't it?
Well, that's kind of what happened to him last year. You know, Wesley Person was a great, fantastic player. I mean, of course, all-time leading scorer in Troy history, but, you know, Bernardo missed 7 or 8 games last year, and that's just kind of what happened.
Yeah. Of course, we got baseball today, opening
the Hicks
season.
Kid, who's a senior. The Hicks kid's a senior, 6'8", 6'9", been playing for 3 years.
I don't think he's played near as well as they expected him to. You know?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. You got to have somebody step up.
Yeah. No question about it. We're talking about Troy basketball, and they've got a big one tonight. Now, this game can be seen on national TV. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, everybody should have ESPN too.
Yeah, and so that's channel 24 on the. Well, what is it on the?
On HD, I think it's 501 or 502.
Yeah,
I'm sure
okay.
Scott or somebody in the back could give you all those numbers.
Yeah, no question about it. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're doing well today on a Friday. And of course,
It's supposed to be rainy up here a little bit. Is it going to rain out in the baseball games, or you think they'll get them in?
yeah, it's hard to rain out of baseball game,
yeah, on
Troy.
the turf.
All you have to do is cover the mound, and they're ready to go. You know, and but I want to mention Troy Charles Henderson basketball, Mike. They go at it in the morning in Montgomery at the Garrett Coliseum, that beautiful old structure, and hadn't played it. I remember years ago I used to go see Auburn and Alabama play Kentucky there. They used to play both those games there. Auburn would play Kentucky there every year. Years ago, this is back in the late 50s, early 60s. And now they're bringing basketball back to the Coliseum, and you know, it's a pretty good venue. It's a beautiful old place, and they got that hanging scoreboard. It's got the scoreboard on all 4 sides. You familiar with that?
Yeah, Troy used to have one.
And I think they got that from Auburn or Alabama, one or the other. And it's a beautiful scoreboard, and it adds to the to the arena. Of course, Charles Henderson plays today at tomorrow at 9 o'clock. The girls play, and the boys play at 10:30. That's pretty good morning to go watch basketball, don't you think?
Yeah, the boys have a really tough test. They're going to play Silicaga, who won the state championship last year, so that's going to be really hard for Coach Branson and the Charles Henderson team to beat them. But they've had a great year, won 20 games.
If Coach Branson's out there, I'd appreciate it. I'd love to know if he could call in or drop by and see us this morning. He's done a super job to win 20 games with this team. Mike, Troy hadn't won 20 games in a long time.
Yeah, you know, they seem like they're playing their best basketball right now. Which is
And when you say that, I can't remember the last time Troy won 20 games. Can you?
I'm sure they won it, you know, under Carl Hollis a few times.
They were 20 and 9. They were 20 and 9 on the year regular season, and now, of course, they're going into the playoffs, and they won a couple of them in the playoffs, and now they're ready to go to Montgomery to go up against.
You think Steve Savarese is going to drive over from his office and go?
Steve Savarese is going to hug everybody's neck Saturday morning, hopefully, and say, "Forget about it. You're eligible. You know, whatever." But
you know, it's a situation where I'm very confident that the girls will advance.
You know who they play, don't you?
But you know, you play a team out of Birmingham that has the ability to recruit Briarwood Christian.
Yeah, Briarwood Christian, yeah.
I would imagine that Briarwood's not going to put the athletes on the floor that Charles Henderson will have.
Yeah, and Charles Henderson.
But they will have really good coaching. I will say that. I mean, they'll have a good coaching, and I'm sure they'll try to slow it down against Charles Henderson.
Well, in the last 6 or 7 games, Charles Henderson has averaged right at 80 points a game. Can you believe that?
Yeah, they're just dominating right now. You know, I was watching some highlights last night. Mountain Brook won, and they were showing Spain Park, and the star player for Spain Park's last name is Barker, and it's Jay Barker's daughter. She scored 29 yesterday.
I know, and for the girls. Did they win or lose?
Spain Park, yeah, they won. They got one of the best teams in the state in 7A.
But, of course, with Maury Davenport, and without Maury Davenport, they're a good basketball team, no question about it. If Coach,
the big issue will be now, you know, with the court case on the 25th, 26th. To be, you know, honest, it's all really going to come down to that as far as eligibility, as far as the Final Four.
You know, I'm afraid there's going to be a war in this thing. I think we got two sides pulling at it hard.
It's going to be pretty bad as far as, I mean, there's going to be a lot of picketing and a lot of stuff going on at the Final Four in Birmingham. There'll be a lot of people probably coming up to make that trip if she is not able to play.
Of course, they'll have the weekend in Birmingham. Probably be a lot of fun. But Mr. Savarese,
it's not very fun when you're trying to get to downtown Birmingham right now. Everything's shut down.
But you know, I was there for a doctor's appointment this week, and I didn't even see any traffic, Mike. I came right in on 65.
It basically comes down to in the mornings and rush hour. So if you hit it after 10 o'clock and you're out by about 3, you're okay.
Yeah. No question about it.
I mean, trust me, you know how close I live to the interstate. There's more trucks and more congestion on 459 than ever.
Yeah. All right, a big win last night for the Enterprise Wildcats. Let's give a big applause for the Wildcats this morning. They beat Central of City, Mike, 78 to 67 in overtime. The Wildcats with who are 24-8 now, coached by the youngest coach in high school basketball, Mike. It's really amazing what a program he has built so soon at Enterprise.
It's called Red Harrelson.
Red Harrelson, the former. Yeah, I can remember when he was playing football. Did you see the game that Charles Simpson beat Enterprise?
No, I went out that game.
All right. You remember that game where Charles Simpson's linebacker shot the gap and stopped Harrelson behind the line? Harrelson was the quarterback on that Enterprise team. He later went to Western Carolina and played basketball. Troy did not sign him, which I thought was crazy, because he was one of the best three-point shooters in the whole state of Alabama. Excellent student. Everybody loved him in Enterprise. And now he is the poster boy, or poster man, if you want to call it, but I'm going to call it a poster boy in Enterprise right now. He has turned that basketball program around. Like I said, they're 28 and 20 and 24 and 8, and will play Tuesday at 10:45 against area rival Robert E. Lee of Montgomery. Listen to this, who beat Smith Station 91 to 51. In the other game.
Robert E. Lee is real good.
They really are. The Generals are 28 and 3. But on this Enterprise team, there's some talent, and I hear one of the kids, the junior, is looking maybe toward Troy. Wouldn't that be something to get a great 3-point shooter out of Enterprise?
Yeah, he's the kid that can shoot the three, the big, tall, curly-headed guy.
Yeah, that's right. He made 7 against Charles Henson the other night.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of that. He looks like he's the real deal.
And of course, all these games will be played out on Federal Drive there in Montgomery, and again, that will be played in the morning. So I'm gonna get up in the morning, Mike, and head that way. Stop by the Trojan Donuts and get some donuts, and probably by the time I get to Montgomery, I would have eaten at least 6. Don't you think?
Well, I'm sure you could go eat lunch at Martin's. Is Martin's open on Saturday night?
Yeah, I had lunch there yesterday, and I had supper there last night. You know what I mean, don't you?
Yeah, you had lunch there yesterday. Oh, so you brought some.
I brought 2 boxes plus a half of a coconut pie. How about that?
Is that where you treated your bride for Valentine's Day?
Well, if you want to say that, we had both ate leftovers last night, and I even brought the relish with me, Mike. I even brought you know how good the relish is, don't you?
Oh, yeah, that's wonderful, yeah. My wife and our 2 little babies and my mother-in-law had Saul's barbecue, so that's what we did for Valentine's.
Okay, well, that's great. And, I saw your little girls on Facebook, and they were cute as they could be. And
yeah, they were dressed up for a little Valentine's Day. I swear I had no clue at this age that they would come back with this much stuff. I mean, my 2-year-old, Mary Prater, came back with baskets full of candy and cards, and then a box full of cards, and I'm just like, this is unbelievable.
You know, I've done it.
I kind of enjoy it because I enjoy a little bit of candy at once in a while.
Yeah. Well, you know something, and I know people think I'm silly, but, you know, I can do this right here real quick. Real quick.
Explain to me what's going on.
No. Well, what it is, instead of paying $10 for a Valentine, why not do a personal Valentine that's more closely to your heart? Every line that I'm drawing of this heart has my heartfelt joy to give my Valentine a Valentine. So then I write, "Be my Valentine," and that is the more personal Valentine. What's wrong with that instead of spending $10? I bet she'd like that $10 to go toward what she's having for dinner that night. And when you say...
You know, this is interesting. Let's check your knowledge today. This is on AL.com, counting down the 10 winningest football coaches in SEC history. So this is coaches that won the most games while they're coaching in the SEC.
All right, now I can mix them around.
This is the top 10.
General Neyland.
He's on the list.
Bear Bryant.
He's on the list.
Shug Jordan. Oh boy, the brothers. Wait a minute. Let's see here.
You just got to think of who coached a long time in the SEC.
Oh, I know it exactly. No question about it. Johnny Majors.
He's not on the list.
Oh, why wouldn't he be? I wonder. Bobby Dodd. With Bobby Dodd on there, and he coached at Georgia Tech, but they were in the SEC. Was he on there? Bobby Dodd?
He was on there.
Okay. My buddy over at Georgia, Coach.
Vince Dooley was on there.
Vince Dooley. And before Vince Dooley was...
You're forgetting one of the easiest ones.
Oh, I know it. Not regular. Spurrier and Saban.
Saban, that's right.
Spurrier.
Pretty good.
And let's see.
You want me to just give you the list?
Yeah, give me the list.
Well, no, you did pretty good. The top 10. This is all-time winningest coaches in the SEC. Number 10 is Charlie McClendon at LSU.
Yeah, Charlie McClendon. Okay.
So Charlie Mack won 137 games. Then Bobby Dodd won 142 at Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
Georgia Tech, I believe, They left the SEC after the 1963 season.
Yeah.
This is a guy that you forget how successful he was. Number 8 is Mark Rick.
Yeah, you're right.
The Georgia coach won 145 games, and then this guy is one of the most hated coaches to Alabama fans.
Oh, yeah.
152 games. Who would that be?
Tennessee.
Phil Fulmer.
Phil Fulmer. You know what? If he stayed at Tennessee, they'd still be great, too. You know that?
And then Robert Nalen won 173. Ralph Shook Jordan at Auburn won 175.
Yeah.
And then this guy coached at Ole Miss.
Don't move away. Vault, Johnny Vault.
Johnny Vault won 190.
Yeah.
Nick Saban has won 194. He's number 4.
Yeah.
And then number 3 would be Vince Dooley. He won 201.
Okay.
And then Spurrier, between Florida and South Carolina, won 208.
Okay.
And then the great one, Paul Bear Bryant, Kentucky and Alabama won 292.
292?
That's what it says.
God, he's way ahead of everybody else, isn't he? Gosh.
This is why
I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't know if Saban can catch him.
He coached at Maryland.
I know it.
And he coached Maryland and he coached Texas A&M.
But it didn't count. I thought you said for SEC.
It's why he coached at SEC.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, he coached at Maryland. Right out of the military, and
he won 60 games at Kentucky.
Oh yeah, he had 2 great quarterbacks. One of them was Babe. I can't remember Babe's last name. Babe, and then the other one was at Kentucky was Babe Pirelli was one of them, and the other quarterback was can't remember. Then, of course, when he went to Texas A&M, he had a guy named John David Crow, and was his leader at A&M. And then, of course, when he got to Alabama, he had a guy named Pat Trammell that got him going. Wouldn't you say? Listen, I tell you what, the Montgomery Advertiser had a great.
I don't know if he coached anybody famous at Maryland or not.
I tell you what, I read a great article yesterday about Alabama's recruiting, Mike, and it gave a lot of names you might be interested in this morning.
Yeah, I've already kept up with all the recruiting.
I know. Did you get that article yesterday in the Montgomery paper?
No, I didn't see the one in the Montgomery paper, but I've been reading all the different.
Yeah. In fact, Scott, if you'll run out to my truck and get it, it's in the floorboard. It's in the newspaper in the floorboard of my truck, and I'll have that information.
This right here, top Alabama.
My truck, it's open, and it's in the front seat.
How about this? Alabama's top NFL passers all time.
Oh, that'll be easy. Top NFL. All right, Stabler. Star.
All right, Stabler's number 1.
I'd have to be the. You mean while they were in college?
No, top numbers they put up while they're in the NFL.
Okay. All right, Stabler, Star.
In the top 10, there's 3 Hall of Famers.
Okay, of course, Stabler, Star, and.
You're forgetting the most popular one ever.
Namath, and then.
This list gets really interesting. You'll never get all these.
Richard Todd was in there.
You gotten 4 so far.
Let's see. Let's see if I can pull this.
This guy played for the Packers.
It was Bart Starr, wasn't it? Richard Todd. Scott Hunter.
Scott Hunter, that's right.
Yeah, Scott. How many yards did he throw for in the NFL?
Not many. 4,756.
All right. How many did Richard Todd throw for?
Richard Todd threw for 20,610.
Oh, he did? 20,000. Thank you so much, my good friend. Scotty Westfall can do a lot of things to help your program. So if you're looking to start a TV program, get up with Scotty Westfall.
Bart Starr threw for 24,718.
Okay, and they ran the ball a lot.
Joe Willie Namath threw for 27,663.
You know, that was a lot. And at one time, he was the first quarterback to throw for over 4,000 yards, I want to say.
And Kenny Stabler barely beat Namath out. He threw for 27,938.
Yeah,
now listen to this. This was shocking to me when I read this. Anybody out there, this is the top 10 passing yardages all time for Alabama quarterbacks in the NFL. Now listen to this. Kenny Stabler was number one. He threw 194 touchdowns. How many interceptions do you think he threw in his career?
More than that. More touchdowns, more interceptions.
This is unbelievable to me. He threw for 194 touchdowns, but he threw 222 interceptions.
I know that right there.
That's unbelievable how bad that is.
I know it, and people wondered why he wasn't in the Hall of Fame. That could have been it. You know, he was late getting in the Hall of Fame. He finally got into the Hall of Fame after he had died, but. He's my all-time favorite player, Michael, is Kenny Stabler. I loved him.
But listen to Namath's number. Namath was in the Hall of Fame since '85. How many touchdowns do you think Namath threw for?
150.
He threw 173 touchdowns.
That is a lot.
Namath also threw 220 interceptions.
You reckon they were being? You reckon they were helping those bookies out a little bit? You know, I used to say. This about Stabler, you know, and we'd be sitting around. And some of my friends would have wagers on the game, and they, you know, it said, you know, it looked like he threw it right to that guy. You know, talking about the defender.
Like the fix was on.
Yeah, like he looked like he threw it right to him. And then another thing about Stabler, he would wait till the last moment to bring his team back, and he could bring a team back as good as anybody that's ever played the game.
Of course, Bart Starr didn't throw near as much, but he threw 152 touchdowns, but he still had 138 interceptions.
He had 152. You know, I bet if you looked at a lot of them, though, it took me to see, like, how many interceptions Brady has thrown, even, you know.
Yeah, but Brady and Manning, Favre threw a lot. Brady and Manning didn't throw near the interceptions that you're seeing here. Yeah. And then Richard Todd threw 124 touchdowns and had 161 interceptions.
Of course, Jeff Rutledge played a little bit. How many yards he throw for? Jeff Rutledge.
Okay, all right. So you got in the top 5 in the list. The number 6 is a guy you wouldn't remember. He played for the Redskins.
Wait a minute. Sammy Ball. No, not Sammy Ball, but
this guy's nickname was Rags.
Yeah, his name.
They played from 48 to 50.
I know it. The great. He was my daddy's favorite player. He was my daddy's favorite player. Go ahead and tell me.
Harry Rags Gilmer.
Harry Gilmer, the jump pass artist, and he was my daddy's favorite player. My daddy followed him everywhere he went.
So that was Gilmer there at 6.
How many did he throw for?
He didn't throw that much at all. 3,786 yards.
You know what he was famous for back then? They ran the ball more. He was famous for his jump pass. He threw a jump pass that everybody talked about.
This. Harry Gilmer was the first player picked in the 1948 draft. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's right. Now, on his team.
Then you mentioned this guy played at Banks High School. He was a career backup, played from 79 to 92, Jeff Rutledge.
Yeah, 79 to 92, and that's a heck of a career, wasn't it?
Yeah, if you can hold a clipboard.
Yeah. Well, he made money, and, you know, later on he was in a bad car wreck, and, you know, as a coach, but he was an outstanding high school coach, too.
This guy was from Westlake Christian.
Well, how many yards did Rutledge throw for?
Not many at all, man. It was low, 3,628.
Yeah, 3,628. When he did play, though, he did pretty good. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, he had a couple of amazing backups. This guy played at Westlake Christian.
Kroll.
Yeah, so Brody Kroll started 10 games in his NFL career, and he is 0-10 as a starter.
0-10. He just didn't make it in the pros, did he?
Yeah, didn't make it in the pros. Stayed hurt all the time. He only played 4 seasons, but he's number 8. And then number 9, this guy played at Alabama a few years ago. Number 9 all time has only thrown for 928 yards.
Who was that?
A.J. McCarron.
A.J. McCarron. Why they held him back, Mike? What's been the problem
he
there?
just, has been beaten out. You play behind Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton, they're paying millions of dollars.
Yeah, Dalton. I think he's as good as Dalton in my opinion.
Then they're playing him behind Derek Carr right now, and he's just not getting to play any. And then this guy I've never even heard of threw for 406 yards. Played for the Providence Steamrollers, the Portsmouth Spartans, Chicago Cardinals, and the Pittsburgh Pirates. A guy named Tony Holm.
I never heard of him.
Somebody from the 30s.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, now, let me ask this. Steve Sloan played some in the pros. What did he do?
Apparently he didn't, because they're not. Well, he must have thrown for less than 400 yards.
He played with Atlanta. He played with Atlanta Falcons.
We can keep doing this. This is pretty interesting.
Yeah, I do find it interesting, yeah.
The top NFL rushers all time, Alabama alumni are.
All right, let me tell you.
The top players that played at Alabama, that played in the NFL, that have the most rushing yardage ever in the NFL. This is the top 10.
Oh, boy. Let's see.
The first one's pretty easy if you remember how good he was when he was with, or while he was in the NFL.
Oh, me.
Almost borderline Hall of Fame numbers.
Who was that?
Shawn Alexander.
Oh yeah, Shawn Alexander, exactly, yeah.
For Seattle, he had MVP year where he rushed for almost 1,900 yards.
He was a great player, yeah.
He rushed for 9,453 yards.
Yeah. And how many years did he play?
Only 9.
Yeah, so that's $1,000 yards a year he averaged, didn't he?
And then this guy plays for the Saints right now.
Yep, and of course he was former Heisman Trophy winner, Alabama's first Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah, Mark Ingram now has rushed for 6,000 yards.
Yeah, and he had a pretty good career, you'd say.
6,000 yards is not bad at all. Yeah. Shoot, a running back in the NFL only lasts 2 to 3 years.
I know it is. All right.
Who was he, number 3? You know him pretty well. He's right down the road
from Ozark, Alabama. Played with the 49ers. And, of course, with an all-time great.
Wilbur Jackson.
Wilbur Jackson, yeah.
So Wilbur Jackson played from 1974 to 1982, and he rushed for 3,852 yards.
Yeah, okay. Boy, I tell you, somebody that'd be impressive would be Auburn's
no, yeah, they've got that list too. But number 4 was the guy that played at Alabama a few years ago. That's Eddie Lacy.
Yeah. Is his career over with, Mike? Is Lacy's?
Yeah, I think it's done. He hadn't played in 2 years.
And
this guy was from Woodlawn in Birmingham, number 5. Played for the Dolphins.
Nathan, you're right. Nathan was a good one. How many yards did he get?
He didn't rush for that many yards. He had more receiving yards than rushing yards. So
and
Tony Nathan had 3,600 rushing yards and over 3,600 receiving yards.
Of course, he played with Miami and had a good career, didn't you think?
This guy played at Glenn in Birmingham, was one of my favorite players.
Glenn in Birmingham, well, gosh, what I can't all right, let's see. I don't know who.
Played for the Broncos.
Oh,
number 26.
Boy. Yeah. Bobby Humphrey. How many yards did he have?
Well, he only played 2 seasons, but he had 2,900 rushing yards.
Yeah.
He got actually had substance abuse issues.
How about Johnny Musso? How many yards did he have?
I'm getting to the list. Number 7 was Derrick Henry. Of course, he's just starting his career. Number 8 is a guy I've never heard of in my life, George Gulyakinis.
What? I've never heard of him either. What's the last name?
Gulyakinis. Played for the Chicago Bears.
What year, though? Back in the 40s?
Played for Alabama briefly in 1941.
No wonder.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
This guy plays for the Birmingham Iron. Trent Richardson's number 9.
How many yards did Trent have in his career?
A little over 2,000. And then this guy plays for Jacksonville Jaguars, T.J. Yelding. So if Musso played in the pros, he did not rush for more than 1,500 yards.
Yeah, of course he played with the Chicago Bears, and he and Stabler were and Leroy Jordan were my all-time favorite players at Alabama. about then. Now let's go over the Auburn running backs, Mike, and this ought to be a treat.
Yeah, let me find the list. It might take a second here.
All right. And of course, Auburn running backs would have to start with Bo Jackson, but we'll find out. There were several good running backs.
Well, no, I mean, you got to look at all time in the NFL.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, Cribbs was way up there for Auburn, Joe Cribbs.
Well, I mean, you got guys
then
like
William Andrews and William Andrews.
Yeah.
Now Tucker Frederickson didn't have a very long career, but I know he had over close to 1,000 yards his rookie season.
Well, you know, Cadillac Williams had over 1,000 yards his
Oh,
first
did he?
season.
I didn't know that. Okay, give us theirs.
All I'm seeing is their top NFL passing from Auburn right now. Let me see if the running back pops up. Passing will be pretty easy. You probably start with the guy that won the national championship.
Oh yeah, he's been pretty good.
Isn't that crazy? Cam Newton has only been playing from 2011 to 2018, and he's already thrown for more yards than Namath and Taylor.
Oh really?
Cam Newton's already thrown for 28,000 yards in the
Isn't
NFL.
that something?
And listen to these numbers: 182 touchdowns, 107 interceptions.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And then after that, you got Jason Campbell, number 2.
Yeah, now he hadn't been much of a starter, but how many yards did he throw for?
Well, he's done. His career's over.
Yeah, how many yards?
He threw for 17,000 yards.
Yeah, well, that's pretty good, yeah. A lot of yards.
I've never heard of, but you probably have heard from him. He played for the Denver Broncos, San Diego Chargers, New York Jets, Oakland Raiders, and Miami Dolphins. His name was Dick Wood.
Yeah, Richard Wood. You know where Richard Wood was from?
It's not saying.
Right over here,
Lynette.
And let me tell you, there's another pro quarterback that was from Lynette. His name was Bobby Hunt. And Bobby Hunt played for Auburn.
He's number 3 all time. Now, this guy, I thought, finished at Jacksonville State, but they said he played at Auburn. Yeah, it says experience at Auburn consists of backing up Pat Sullivan before transferring to Jacksonville State. But they got him listed at Auburn as Dieter Brock.
Yeah, you know where he was famous in Canada, Mike. He was the top. He's one of the all-time great players in Canada.
That's funny you say that. Yeah,
Ralph Dieter Brock.
35,000 yards in Canada.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
And then he got a shot in the NFL at the age of 34.
Yeah. How many yards did he throw in the NFL?
Not many. I mean, it says he only threw for 2,658.
But Dieter Brock was a great one in Canada. I know that. And of course,
this guy played at John Carroll Catholic.
Yeah, named Pat Sullivan.
Yeah, Pat Sullivan only played from 72 to 75.
Yeah, he played with Atlanta.
And then they got a guy that I've never heard of. You might have heard of, Travis Tidwell.
Yeah, Travis Tidwell played in the old days at Auburn, and he was a great player.
And then another guy I've never heard of, Monk Gafford.
Yeah, I've heard of Monk Gafford, but these are quarterbacks, aren't they?
Yeah, then this guy, his name was David Beverly.
David Beverly, he was a punter. David Beverly.
He was a punter a little bit. He had 129 yards pass.
He must have done it as a...
and then this guy was a star running back. Ronnie Brown had 63 yards passing. And then another punter shows up on this list.
Yeah, over the years they fake kicks and threw passes.
Yeah, John Kilgore.
Yeah, he was a punter too.
All right, now this is what you want to. This is Auburn's top NFL rushers.
This should be impressive here. The top Auburn NFL rushers. All right, go ahead.
Of all time. So this is your top 10.
I'm gonna tell you who it is. William Andrews.
Who's gonna be number 1?
William Andrews.
No, it's a guy I named earlier, Stephen Davis, rushed for 8.
Stephen Davis. Stephen Davis out of Spartanburg, South Carolina, rushed for how many?
8,052 yards.
All right. Who else?
Number 2 had a great career with Cincinnati.
Oh shoot. All right, you had Andrews, you had
James Brooks.
James Brooks. How many yards did James have?
Almost 8,000.
Okay.
This guy played for the South.
How many years did Brooks stay in the pros? Do you know?
Brooks had a great career. He was in there from 81 to 91.
And he was there 10 years as a running back. That's doing something, isn't it? Okay.
This guy played for the Falcons from 79 to 86.
This is William Andrews.
That's correct.
Okay.
This guy was a fan favorite at Auburn. You probably won't remember him, but he had a great NFL career. It's Rudy Johnson.
Oh, yeah, Rudy Johnson. How many yards did he gain?
6,000.
Did he really? Gosh, how many years did he play?
He played with the Bengals from 2001 to 07. Then he played 1 year with Detroit.
But you're not even mentioning any. My guy out of Daleville, Michael, he played 15 years in the pros.
Yeah, but it's all about how many rushes.
Oh, okay.
He's a blocker.
All right.
More of a blocker. You talking about Tony Richardson?
Yeah, Tony Richardson. How many years did he play in the pros?
Some people say 18, I think.
Longer than most anybody I can ever remember. 18 years. He's out of Daleville, Alabama.
This guy's the color guy for Auburn now, or not the color guy, but the sideline guy, and he played from. This is a great career from 2005 to 2014. It was Cadillac and the other guy.
Oh yeah.
This is Ronnie Brown.
Ronnie Brown. He's played that long. How many yards did he gain?
Almost 5,500.
All right. Now, how many did a guy from Daleville?
This guy was from Sullivan.
Oh, that's Cribbs, Joe Cribbs. Now he did well, didn't he?
Yeah, over 5,400 yards.
Yeah. So,
Cribbs would rush for more, but he played for the for the Birmingham Stallions.
Yeah. Let me ask this: our guy from Daleville, how many yards did he gain?
I'm trying to get to the end of the list.
Okay.
This is an interesting name. This guy only played one season at Auburn. He's transferred out. He was behind a lot of great running backs, but had a great NFL career. His name is Brandon Jacobs. He was a huge running back for the Giants.
Yeah, that's right. I remember him.
About 240 pounds.
How many yards did he gain?
He rushed for over 5,000.
Gosh.
But this guy will be the surprise of them all. The number 8 rushing alumni from Auburn all time. He's rushed for over 4,800 yards.
Gosh.
He still plays.
Oh, does he? I don't know. Who would that be?
Cam Newton.
Cam Newton.
That means that Cam Newton's already thrown for 29,000 yards and has almost rushed for over 5,000 yards. I mean, that's why I can honestly still say I think he's the greatest athlete I've ever seen live on a football field.
Probably so. No question.
I mean, his numbers are just incredible.
Yeah, you're right.
And then number 9 is the guy that is now the new running back coach at Auburn.
Really? Horton?
No, they got rid of Horton.
No, I mean...
they hired him. He's making $325,000 a year.
Oh, Cadillac.
So Cadillac Williams is number 9. He rushed for 4,038 yards. He played from 2005 to 2011.
Yeah.
And then this is the greatest one of them all, but got injured.
Oh, the guy out of Mobile.
No, the great one.
Oh, Tucker Frederickson.
He goes by B.O.
Oh, Bo Jackson.
So Bo Jackson's number 10 out of McAdory. Of course, he only played from 87 to 1990, and he only played, partial seasons because of baseball. So Bo Jackson rushed for almost 2,800 yards from 87 to 1990.
Okay.
And what could have been? It's so sad.
Did he even have Tucker Frederickson listed? Now, he was a great player, and it came down.
It says this: Auburn has 3 players with more than 2,000 rushing yards that weren't listed, who didn't make the top 10. Ben Tate.
Yeah.
Joe Childress.
Yeah, Joe Childress played with the Cardinals. He played on the national championship team in '57. Played for the Chicago Cardinals. And
Tucker Frederickson.
How many Frederickson have?
Well, they said he had over 2,000 yards rushing.
Well,
so that means that Richardson, who played all those years, didn't have over 2,000 yards.
Yeah, no, isn't that amazing? But he was a blocking back.
Blocking back and
receiver type.
Caught the ball, receiver.
Big, strong guy, and he played, like you said, he played in the pros 18 years, and that's really something.
That's pretty interesting, though.
It is. I'm tickled. Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't grasp this or not, I want you to hear this, Mike. Brooks, Andrews, and Cribbs played on the same team. Can you believe that?
Well, you also also had Lionel James, and he played in the pros. Lionel James.
Yeah. Bud Casey coached all these guys.
And Tommy Agee played in the pros.
Tommy Agee played the pros. You're right.
It's really amazing. I mean,
but can you believe that now Dye didn't coach these guys, but Brooks, well, he might have coached some of them. He might have coached Brooks. Brooks, Andrews, and Cribbs, though, came played on the same team at Auburn. Gosh, man, how do you lose when you got three backs like that? You know.
I mean, think about when they had Cadillac Williams and Ronnie Brown.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. No question about it.
Of course, Alabama at one time, I think, had Ingram, Richardson, Lacey, and Yeldon all on the same team.
But Alabama had the great Johnny Musso, Mike. What a great college player he was. A great college player, number 22. And you know what? You know why he was so successful running, Mike? First of all, he had great balance.
Because they had tearaway jerseys?
You're exactly right. Son, you've learned everything I've taught you and more. I don't know how in the world you remember stuff like that. You're too young. Oklahoma started it back in Bud Wilson's days where they would have T-shirt type jerseys, Mike. They were thin like a T-shirt. You reach up and you grab it and you rip it away, and the running back's still running. A lot of times he's running down there, and the only thing you see is his shoulder pads.
So, I mean, when they went into a game, how many 22 jerseys?
Oh, they would have to have 10 or 12 or 15. They'd have to have a whole sack of them, and he was constantly having to go out of the game to change his jersey, and that hurt him a little bit.
Musso was one of those guys that was almost like he had three legs, though, because he always had his hand on the ground.
How did you know that, son? How did you know that? All these folks out there that remember that, you're exactly right. He would stick that hand down, and sometimes he looked like a three-legged man because the hand was doing the same thing the legs were doing, was to keep his balance.
I wasn't born until '76, but I watched a lot of old film on Alabama.
Yeah.
But that's what we were talking about the other day. Like, even I remember my favorite player, was number 4, Joey Jones.
Yeah.
And Joey Jones got into a three-point stance at wide receiver.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
You would never see that anymore.
That's right. You're exactly right. And of course, it'd be great to go down and look at some of these great receivers at Auburn. One of them that went on to the pros and did so well was a guy named Freddie Hyde for Auburn. And then they had another one that played years ago for the wide receiver for the Los Angeles Rams, and that was from Alex City. I want to say both of them. Freddie Hyde was from Alex City. I can't even remember his name.
Did Terry Beasley play in the pros?
Oh yeah, he did, and it was a great one for San Francisco for a while, but his concussions caused him to leave the game early. But he was a real good one. He was a real good one in the pros because he could fly, Mike.
Of course,
Beasley
break
could
every
fly.
record. He's the only person that's got an outside chance to break Jerry Rice's records right now.
Who is that?
Julio Jones.
Julio, yeah. And Julio out of Bay Minette, actually out of Foley, has really had a great career, hasn't he?
I mean, that's really what I mean. When you look at that list and you kind of read, it tells you, Saban has never really had a big-time quarterback while he's been, on this unbelievable run to win 5 national championships. I mean, Tua, by far, everybody thinks is the best quarterback he's ever had and will probably be a first-round draft pick if he can stay healthy. But
how many yards did Jay Barker throw for at Alabama?
I mean, Jay Barker threw for a lot at Alabama, but, he never played much in the pros. He was a journeyman. I think he was on the Patriots one season, was on the Packers as a backup one season. I don't even know if he ever even completed a pass in a game.
Exactly. Mike, I've got all this information.
Christopher Wilson was the backup for the Falcons for 4 years.
Yeah, that's right. And those guys just came around. They were sort of like the old Florida quarterbacks. The system ran them. Isn't that right?
Yeah, I mean, McElroy actually started a game for the Jets and won a game.
Yeah. And, of course, we were looking at these, Mike, these guys that they're talking about that's going to be great players at Alabama, or they're going to sign with Alabama. It hasn't happened yet, but they're already recruiting for 2020. He's already got 10 players committed for 2020. Can you believe that?
Well, I mean, you got to go ahead and jump on it early so you can have the number one class again.
It says after inking 24 new additions during December. And another thing about him, he said, as far as he's concerned, the recruiting is over in December. He said in the spring, in February, January and February, he said, we're looking for players for the next year, not this year. You know what I mean? And, because of that, he lost 10, there were 10 players that were still on their list, and they didn't get but 2. But it was the 2 he wanted,
Well, I mean, the biggest thing about it is he's also lost 14 assistants the last 2 years, too.
That's exactly right. And
so when he comes down to Alabama, when it's all said and done.
Well, that's how he lost all those players, because the assistant coaches that recruited him took them to the place where they were going,
I mean, you go to Alabama because of Coach Saban still being there. That's what it comes down to. It didn't come down to these assistants.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I tell you what, it was some good reading, a big article on this in yesterday's Montgomery Advertiser, and talks about all these recruits that Alabama is recruiting now. And it'll amaze you, Mike. They're recruiting, of course, the best players in the country. But what they're trying to beef up right now is their linebackers. They're trying to enhance their linebackers. And also they're working on getting some more defensive linemen in.
I was listening to a draft expert, and I was in shock when I was riding in the car the other day that he said that he thought Mac Jones, or not Mac Jones, Mac Wilson, the kid out of Carver, was going to be a first-round draft pick. And I was like, did you watch Mac Wilson play in those playoff games against Oklahoma and Clemson? I mean, he got exposed left and right. I don't know how many tackles he missed, how many blown coverages.
Exactly, yeah.
There's no way Mac Wilson could be a first-round draft pick in the NFL draft.
This is something that bothered me a little bit. It says inside linebacker Dylan Moses, who is the real deal, a former 5-star product, approaches his junior year with the potential of early interest in the NFL. Does that mean next year or now? Would he be eligible now?
He'll be a junior this coming season, so he can't go until next year.
And of course, he's somebody Alabama's got to have to shore up their linebackers.
Well, see, Alabama, when Christian Miller got hurt, that's what really hurt him against Clemson. They moved Mosley from linebacker to defensive end in that game because they were trying to get a pass rush. That's when Alabama really lost out big when Terrell Lewis, who was a preseason All-American at outside linebacker defensive end, when he got hurt, that really changed that defense. If they would have had him last year, it would have made a huge difference.
The thing is, and think about
that's what Troy's going to have to find some guys to rush the passer. I mean, that Hunter Reese kid, tackles for loss over the last couple of years. He was phenomenal.
He did, no question.
I think he almost had a sack or a tackle for loss for almost 23 or 24 straight games.
Yeah.
It was like an unbelievable streak.
Yeah.
And then in the bowl game, they lost the kid from Slocum, that Jarvis Hayes, that was good.
Yeah, and how did they lose him?
He got hurt on the second play of the game against Buffalo in the bowl game.
Yeah. Is he going to be back next year?
I guess he broke his separated shoulder in the bowl game.
I want to throw out a couple of things this morning about Alabama's recruiting, ladies and gentlemen. After inking 24 new additions during December's early signing, including a trio of 5-star products, Alabama managed to shore up its top-ranked 2019 signing class with just 3 signatures on the national letter on Wednesday, which was the late recruiting time. 4-star defensive tackles Ismail Sopser of Louisiana. That's the kid that, don't you know that LSU is almost crying over this? Alabama came in right out from under LSU commitment and got this guy. How does that happen, Mike?
It's just Saban's relationship when he was the head coach at LSU. He's dominated the top players in Louisiana since he's been in Alabama.
And they a bunch of them.
Just great player after great player.
Now, who is this Byron Young out of Mississippi, a 4-star running back? Are you?
No, he's not a running back. He's defensive tackle.
I mean, defensive tackle. All right, so those are the two defensive guys that they got. Robinson's out of that school in Washington, D.C. Is that right? He's a running back.
He played at St. John's.
Yeah.
They're a team that played Hoover this year and beat Hoover by 40 points.
All right. This kid out of Mississippi, his name is Byron Young. Are you familiar with him?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about the recruiting class. I mean, he's a 4-star, huge pickup. I mean, there's a reason it's the #1 class in the country.
But then it lists several kids that they lost because their coaches left Alabama. Chris Bogle of Florida, Tutu, the kid from California, was supposed to be a top player. And then, of course, the tight end went to Georgia named Brett Seether.
Yeah, but he wasn't a big time. He was only a 3-star.
Yeah. Okay. But then it goes, the article moves down further and it starts talking about, Saban dislikes a lot of things. He hated the spread offense. You remember that? He hated the way they substituted. So he found a way to stop it, and he did. When everybody was doing all this quick, fast stuff, they could not substitute because Saban got the rule changed that if they're allowed to substitute on offense, he would be allowed to substitute on defense. You understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah, that's why
So he put a stop. Saban put a stop
to that. That's why the referee over the ball.
That's right.
And, it'd be snapped until everybody substitutes. Yeah.
And so the spread, all that fast stuff.
Saban runs the hurry up now.
I know he does.
No
so now he's taking advantage of both parts of that, and he got he got it working in his own behalf now.
Yeah, I was going to mention the Troy ladies softball team will be back in action as well. They're 3-2. They won 2 against Maryland, 1 against Murray State, and lost 2 to Alabama. But they'll be playing the Citrus Classic down in Lake Buena Vista, Florida. What a trip for them.
Yeah, no question.
They'll be playing in a tournament where they'll play Stetson, Missouri out of the SEC, UMass, a team out of Brooklyn, LIU Brooklyn, and St. Joseph's. So they'll be playing in a tournament down in Lake Buena Vista, Florida from the 15th to the 17th. So what a trip for the Lady Trojan softball team.
And I want to remind you, ladies and gentlemen, that Troy basketball is prime time tonight on ESPN 2, and that starts at what time, Mike? 6?
8 o'clock tip.
8 o'clock tip, so it's a late tip. Well, let's see here now. Yeah, that's right. 8 o'clock tip, and it should be a lot of fun to watch that game.
What's going to be sad is you'll watch that game tonight, and Georgia Southern will pack their arena. That's the difference. Unfortunately, Troy just doesn't have near the fan support. And I've watched every single time Troy's played at Georgia Southern. It's been just a packed house.
Yeah.
So interesting to be playing on a Friday night as well. I don't know what happened with the schedule this week while they went from Wednesday to Friday, but I tell you what, like we mentioned before, Jordan Bernard has missed 3 straight games due to concussion, I guess, against South Alabama in the second half, and has not been back since. And you're talking about 29 points a game in conference play they're missing.
Which was unreal. And, of course, I don't know what that's going to do.
I don't know how concussion protocol works. I know how it works in football. You usually are back within a week. But basketball, to miss this many games, seems extremely strange.
Yeah. Well, I hate it for them, I really do, and I hope things will be worked out somehow, that we'll get this straightened out. And I want to mention, of course, relating to that recruiting news, who is this 4-star defensive tackle out of Calera that everybody wants? Jason Jones. Are you familiar with him?
Yeah, I read about him. He's coached by the former Alabama player Andrew Zal.
Yeah, okay, and of course he's a defensive tackle, and he's already committed for next year, as is the Hewitt Trustful 4-star cornerback Malachi Moore and receiver Danzelin Worsham. Also,
they also already got their running back out of Hueytown too.
And the wide receiver
Williams.
The wide receiver, 4-star out of Georgia, and Javon Baker of Powder Springs, and Javier Morton at Stone Mountain prospect. All have already committed to Alabama. A couple of in-state commitments. One of them is the Muscle Shoals linebacker. And see, Alabama's trying to shore up their linebacker position. And Jackson Bratton, you ever heard of him?
Yeah, I mean, I've read articles about him.
And then Hueytown running back, this is the kid you were talking about, Roydale Williams. Supposed to be a good one. And you know...
Yeah, he rushed for 2,000 yards last year.
And I don't know what quarterbacks, what they're thinking about across the country, but Alabama still is getting commitments from quarterbacks. Of course, Mac Jones said that there are a pair of 4-stars already there in Tagovailoa, Tua and Tyson.
Talua and Tua.
Yeah, and the quarterback's now coming in. The 5-star California product. His name is DJ Ugalele. I cannot even come close to pronouncing this. Ugalele or something. And then 4-star quarterback out of Jacksonville, Florida, Carson Beck, who is briefly.
Carson Beck is decommitted.
Yeah, he decommitted. And at receiver, Alabama is looking at 5-star products out of Northeast in Julian Fleming out of Pennsylvania and Rakeem Jarrett out of Washington, D.C. They're getting all these players out of Washington. Is that a factory up there or what?
Well, I mean, that's where the St. John's is, and I think that's where DeMatha is too.
All right, and of course that's all out of.
Yeah, that's all going to get shut down because Loxley recruited all those guys, and now he's at Maryland.
Do you think he'll get a lot of those guys?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, do you want to play at Maryland or you want to play at Alabama?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess some of them will still come to Alabama.
They're also...
Yeah, I mean, Maryland's got talent. I mean, shoot. I mean, I think Texas is a pretty talented, pretty good football team.
Yeah, you're right.
And Maryland's beat Texas 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
You think that when the athletic director of Texas scheduled 2 football games against Maryland, he thought they'd go 0-2?
Yeah, I know it. Justin Flo out of California, Antoine Sappy out of Virginia, outside linebacker Savell Smalls out of Washington, Mikhail Sherman out of Washington, D.C.
I mean, this is all in the Montgomery Advertiser?
Yeah.
Recruit?
All of these recruiters recruiting. That's why I'm saying what a great article it was.
I can't believe that they're already talking about this.
That's right. And it says Alabama has offers out there. The nation's #1 tight end and 5-star Darnell Washington of Nevada and 4-star DJ Rogers of Washington, as well as a commitment from 3-star.
Alabama has one of their best tight ends they've had in a long time, that Irv Smith, man. He was really good.
Yeah. And then is he already through? Is he going to pro?
He went early to the draft. Alabama had 7 guys, seven juniors go early.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going over an article that was written in yesterday's Montgomery Advertiser about Alabama recruiting. It's amazing how they already have got several commitments for next year, and they recruit the whole country. You know, Alabama's recruiting the state of Washington, Nevada, California. I mean, they go everywhere. I reckon Alabama can do that. Is that right?
Well, I mean, Nick Saban has his helicopter where he just goes and lands.
Yeah, he can't go too far on a helicopter.
I know, but I'm just saying, I mean, even when he's, 45 minutes away, he gets on a helicopter.
Yeah.
So, I mean, him flying, I mean, the university planes, don't you think, Saban's probably got one of the nicest planes you could ever fly on?
Exactly right. We're going to take a short break right now. We're going to be right back with more on Today in L.A.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video, and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
When you are handed the key to a new Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick or GMC, rev up your imagination. Think of all the places you can go in some of the most stylish, best quality cars available on the market today. Feel confident driving vehicles with superb dependability and safety ratings. And smile, you saved a ton of money because you bought at Bill Jackson. Let the only thing holding you back be the end of the road. A Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC vehicle will not only change your life, it saves you money like nowhere else.
Did you know at Wiley Sanders Truck Line that we offer Blue Cross Blue Shield, we offer dental, we offer disability, we offer vision, we offer life insurance, cancer insurance. We also have a 401k where we match up to 4%, dollar for dollar up to 4%. We also have automatic trucks at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. If you go to a truck driving school, we'll reimburse you. And don't forget about the $1,000 sign-on bonus. Money! Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama. Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We help you save for your future.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Got to figure all that out here in a few
Back
weeks.
to our show, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by Goldfingers. And boy, what great chicken located right next to, well, actually, you know, you would call it.
Right next to Publix, I
Well,
guess.
yeah, Publix Parkway, but Publix Shopping Center, and also Town and Country Flooring, and located on South 39th Street. They got the best selection of grills, barbecue grills you'll find anywhere is at Town and Country, and of course, they when it comes to carpet and all types of flooring, they're the people you need to see. Town and Country Flooring, and my good friend Scott and Lana Hartley. Circle Insurance, I want to say good morning to my good friend Sam Judah. Has been in the insurance business a long time in Ozark, and in fact the largest insurer in Ozark, and he's been in the business a long time, and I promise you he's got all the insurance products you need at Circle Insurance. And of course Dixieland Dental, located 9 miles north of Dothan on Highway 231. Dr. Michael Precise, Dr. John Strength, Dr. Damon Strength, and Dr. Robert Precise make up one of the largest dental clinics in Alabama. And like Michael said, you pulled in there one time thinking it was a restaurant. Is that right? There were so many cars.
Well, yeah, it is unbelievable. I also want to mention happy birthday to a good friend and Andy Falk turned 46, and PS Furniture down in Enterprise. Andy's dealing down there, and he's got a lot of amazing bedding, anything for your house you need, couches, tables. Of course, all the driftwood, teakwood products. PS Falk Furniture's really got some awesome stuff down in Enterprise.
No question about it. It's a wonderful place to go, and of course, Andy's a very good friend of ours. Our prayers and our thoughts go out to the family of Ned Jordan, a good friend of mine. Of course, Rodney Jordan coached at Charles Henderson, Goshen, and of course played at Goshen, played at Troy. What a great player he was.
Yeah, Rodney's a really good coach.
Ned,
I'm sure Rodney's not a head coach somewhere.
Yeah, he'll be one day. But I'll tell you this right now, Ned Jordan, in his own right, was one outstanding individual, and of course, he very successful. And he and I grew up playing Little League Baseball together, Mike. He could run, boy, he could run. He also was a good pitcher in baseball. And I had Buck Corley and Ned Jordan on the mound, and of course, yours truly played shortstop, and Tommy Talbot caught, and we had a lot of fun playing Little League Baseball together.
You played shortstop?
Yes, sir, Hey, that's where your best player played, didn't it? When you play your best player at shortstop?
I don't ever remember you being a shortstop.
I can remember one day, early afternoon, we'd start in the summer.
So was I not a great athlete when I played first base?
Yeah, you were brilliant.
Stood there and caught the ball?
You were an excellent defensive player. You just couldn't hit a lick. Is that right?
Yeah, I couldn't hit a fastball. I could hit a curveball. That's slow.
Oh yeah. But one day I can remember Johnny White. Of course, Johnny's a local painter and was an outstanding baseball player until he stepped in a hole. We were playing a high school game down in Elba, my senior year, and he stepped in a hole and broke his leg, and had to have about 100 surgeries, it seemed like, after that.
Oh, my God, what a shame.
Well, he had it forever, and but he was a great player. But he could hit it so far, and one time he hit a pop-up in the infield. And I did not move an inch, and this was the highest pop-up I've ever seen in my life. And it was just like the Lord just made my hand stick up there, and I caught it. And the coach asked me, he said, "Mike, how did you do that? How did you do that?" I said, "Well, Coach, I just stood still and stuck my glove up." But you know, I'm doing something now on Facebook.
I mean, when y'all were growing up, y'all didn't have y'all had wooden bats, I guess, didn't you?
Yeah, it was all wooden bats. You either had a Louisville slugger.
Was that fun to hit off wood? I mean, I've only hit off wood.
It did if you hit it right. And then a lot of times you'd break a bat if you had a trademark. And usually on that trademark it'd say Louisville Slugger or Adirondack or something. Here comes coffee.
Wasn't that expensive for y'all to go through all those wooden bats?
Well, that's the only thing they had back then, you know. And of course the gloves were Spalding gloves, Wilson gloves, or Rollins gloves.
Would y'all like put pine tar on them and stuff?
Oh well, no, we didn't put pine tar. But sometimes you might see, you know, at a ball game. After the games, like a college game or something like that, or a high school game, there'd be broken bats. You know, somebody would break a bat, and what you did, you went and got the bat, and you put tape on it, wrapped the tape real tight, and heck, you played with it again. I've been in several games where I saw somebody had a bat that had been wrapped up. You played with what you had, you know.
Yeah, you know, Brian Meadows, of course, Major League Baseball pitcher from Troy and good friend of ours, and Brian gave me 2 or 3 Major League Baseball bats, and Blake Crow, good friend of mine from Troy, we live in Birmingham, and Blake convinced me to go to the batting cage with him one day to hit those wooden bats. And I tell you what, it was strange hitting a wooden bat. I tell you what, I wish I never would have done them. I mean, never would have went out there because I scuffed up the bats too bad when I did it.
Yeah.
I'd much rather have the bat looking pristine.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, you know, playing baseball meant a lot to everybody back then. First Cahaba Bank, located on Publix Boulevard and Johnny Withington Drive, and we appreciate them being a part of our show. And the Upstore, let me tell you what the Upstore can do. They can take a small picture and make it wide. They can make pictures. You've seen some of this, Mike, where you can actually, they put in this machine and they make it as wide as you want. And then you frame it. It really makes, it's really a good deal, and it's very reasonable. Drive by the Upstore today and see how reasonable it is to be able to make those small pictures look big. And
so they can digitally enhance the size.
That's right, and they can frame it if they want to. Mike, of course, taking a look at basketball down the stretch, and of course, you know, with the high school tournament starting in full swing, who's the best basketball team in the country? Is it Tennessee or Duke?
I mean, I would have to go with Duke right now.
Well, Tennessee is pretty good. They've won, what, 21 straight, something like that?
Yeah, well, I think Tennessee will fall to Kentucky this weekend.
What happened with Mickelson yesterday? Did it get rained on or what?
Well, they got rained on. It was something I've never even heard of before. You know, I was talking to my mother-in-law, who's the biggest golfer I know, and apparently they had unbelievable severe rain when the tournament started. So about 23 guys started, and some guys were 1 under. But the rain was so bad that they totally started over the golf course. So when they started back up, all those scores were erased. So it was a really strange situation. I think Spieth only played 12 holes and was 5 under yesterday at Riviera.
They erased. I've never heard of that before. They erased the scores?
Erased the scores, yeah.
Why? Because the other...
It was an unfair advantage to some of the ones that started, some of the ones that were playing in the rainstorm.
Well, I'm glad to see that. You know.
But, I mean, it was only like, I think, a handful of guys that were already 1 under. But, you know, a strange situation. Then they started back later in the day. But had a lot of bad weather out in California the last couple of weeks for these tournaments. And Riviera is, a tournament that's been, around for years and years, and Bubba Watson's won it several times, Mickelson's won it several times. Tiger's played in it 15 times and has never won it. So.
Isn't that amazing? Mike Ponder is doing it again, buddy. He is one heck of a coach. He's got Pike Liberal winning in Class 3A basketball tournament. They beat a very good team out of Morgan Academy in Selma. Beat them 62-55. The Patriots now 18-6, and they face Bessemer Academy in today's semifinals at 8:30. Bessemer defeated Lee Scott 52-47. This is at Crampton Bowl. I might have to run up there and see that game, Mike. And
they play at Crampton Bowl. They don't play at Huntington anymore.
They play in that Crampton Bowl. That new building. You've seen that building.
Complex, yeah.
And they're playing at the old Coliseum. The public schools are playing at the old Coliseum and the Acadome. Those are the two sites, for our areas. And but it's amazing how well this guy can coach and get his team ready to play. Bessemer defeated Lee Scott 52-47. Now, Pike Liberal Arts took an early lead Wednesday and ended up had a commanding 40-19 advantage at one time. It was a big enough lead to offset the charge by the Senators, who went on a 20-12 charge. Javon Christian led Pike Liberal Arts with 22 points, 20 coming in the first half. So Christian got red hot, Mike, in the first half, scoring 20 points, and with in the first half with 13 in key second quarter spurts.
I mean, what was the bigger stool out of Selma growing up? Was it Morgan or Meadowview?
No, it was Morgan. Now, Meadowview was pretty big because the Wadsons were over at Meadowview, and their daddy was their coach, Drew Felix, yes, sir, the ninth grader, and Jade Sykes both had 13 points for the Patriots.
Not Drew Felix, Drew Nelson.
Drew Nelson. What am I talking about? Drew Nelson.
His daddy, David Nelson probably remembered Drew Felix. So.
He sure does. And Jade Sykes both had 13 points. But this kid's something, Mike, a ninth grader. I've watched him play, and he just is a natural. And I'm going to tell you what he did. I'm going to tell you why he is so good. He plays against his daddy all the time. His daddy's 6'5", and they play in the backyard. I ask him all the time. They go 1-1 all the time. And his daddy has helped him develop into a great shooter.
Well, I used to play against his daddy on Crow Hill. I don't remember him being any kind of basketball star.
Who?
I used to play against his daddy on Crow Hill. I don't remember him being a great basketball star, but he might have been good. I don't know.
Talking about David? Are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about David. I played against David growing up on Crow Hill. I don't remember him being a star basketball player like his son.
Well, he was good. I remember when he played, he was about 6'5", and he was a pretty good player, no question. And is a heck of a coach.
Of course, I was probably too physical for a lot of those guys on Crow Hill.
Yeah, I'm sure. How much older are you than he? How much older are you than he was?
I think I'm a couple years older than him.
Yeah.
Of course, you had Daniel Wilson. That was probably the best athlete to come out of Crow Hill.
Yeah. Okay. But of course, all those boys grew up there, no question. And of course, South Choctaw. Girls knocked off Lakeside, and that's something that surprised a lot of people. And so we've already discussed Enterprise beating a very good team from Central of Phoenix City in overtime. And their scorers, Howell this is a young man that can shoot the three. He had another big day, and also Quentin Hayes and Javon Hayes, brothers, both had 18 and 15 points. And Holloway.
Be interested if Harrelson and them keep on playing well. Maybe they'll run into the great Bucky McMillan up here at Mountain Brook.
That's right, Bucky McMillan and Mountain Brook. Do they still press all over the court, or what do they do?
Yeah, they do. They play 40 minutes of aggressive pressing defense.
Exactly, the old UCLA pressure defense.
Of course, it's one of those situations where Mountain Brook recruits so much. They got the Wofford kid. He's the top player in the state, one of the top players in the country, but then they brought in a couple other kids from some other schools in the local area, and it's pretty amazing. They brought in the top player from Pinson Valley last year that averaged 20 points a game as well.
How do they do that, Mike? How they?
I don't know.
Is it because they're not a public school? I mean, a private school. They're a public school, aren't they?
There's like one set of apartments in Mountain Brook. That's the only thing I can think is these parents transfer over to Mountain Brook a year. I don't know how it all works.
Well, it's amazing how good their teams are.
All I can say is it's pretty phenomenal, though, that, I mean, this year's team, they're saying could be national champs, like the top team in the whole country.
Yeah. We'll have to watch them and see what they do. In fact, I'm taking a look at what they.
I would love to go watch them in the Final Four this year. I live right next to Mountain Brook High School. It's ridiculous. I'd never go watch them play. But
I'll tell you what, it's a very unusual experience.
They're playing at Wallace Hansel right now in the tournament.
Ladies and gentlemen, what we're talking about more than anything is that this weekend, tomorrow, in Montgomery, Charles Henderson's girls go head-to-head with a team out of Birmingham, which Briarwood Christian, and that game is at 9 o'clock from the Coliseum in Montgomery.
Man, what an awful start time.
That's right. I know it. That means they're going to have to get up at 6 o'clock to get ready to go. And unless they spend a night there, they might go up there and spend a night. They might be smart enough to go up there and spend a night and get a shoot-around sometime today and then spend a night up there. They might do that. I'm not sure what they're going to do. But the boys play immediately after them against a very good team from Sylacauga. And you told me this Sylacauga team won it all last year?
Yeah, I read an article about that.
And, of course, I was looking at the some scores last night. Mountain Brook beat James Clemens by 22, and they're going to have a showdown with Vestavia, Mike. Vestavia beat Florence 61-45. Evidently, Vestavia is pretty good.
Yeah, that was a shocking win. Florence was 29-3.
That's right, and Mountain Brook 28-3 against Vestavia 22-10. And of course, Enterprise 24-8 against Robert E. Lee of Montgomery 28-3. Now those games are Tuesday, and they'll be.
You think Cheryl Crow and Bebe Crow have a wager going on the Charleston and Sylacauga game?
I don't know. Of course, Bebe lives in Sylacauga, but of course it's going to be a great weekend. Remember baseball action tonight. Troy playing
the Chippewas.
The Chippewas of Central Michigan, a good program.
They're practicing in the snow.
A good program, and it will be start today at 6 o'clock. We're looking forward to that baseball at Troy University.
Double header tomorrow.
A double header tomorrow starting at 1, and then I want to remind you that the game on Sunday is going to be at 11 o'clock because the Chippewas have to get out of here. And also basketball.
I would imagine the Chippewas will probably stay down south for a while. Wouldn't you think?
I would too, but they're flying out. What somebody told me. Georgia Southern at Troy is at 2 o'clock in girls basketball. And remember, the game tonight starts at what time, Mike?
8 o'clock on ESPN2. I think that's channel 501, 502 on HD.
Yeah, and so it's a lot going on.
I mean, if somehow Bernardo could play and they could win this game, it could turn their whole season around. But he would have to play because Georgia Southern. I think I talked to Barry McKnight the other day at Sisters, and I think they've won 4 or 5 in a row against Troy.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, I want to mention a few other schools in our area. A lot of them were knocked out, but I want to say Brantley is still in it over here. On Elba is in it, and Georgiana are in it in the finals of Georgiana beat Lynette 55-50. Boy, Georgiana, somebody's coaching those guys, Mike. They're really good.
Now the Elba boys got beat, and the Pike County boys shockingly got beat by Slocum.
Yeah,
they're out.
All right, and you know what bothers me sometimes? Sometimes I get these girls and boys mixed up, but I think this is
So basically, if Charles Henderson wins, boys or girls, does this get you to the Final Four?
Yeah. I think, wait a minute. They'll have to win 2 games.
Yeah, 2 games, because they're in the Sweet 16 right now.
Exactly.
That's correct, yeah.
I'll tell you exactly what their situation is in 5A. Looking at 5A here, Charles Henderson plays Sylacauga. Sylacauga's 23-7. They play at 10:30 on Saturday. And they'll play the winner of the Brewtech, who's 22-9. They got that great player, Mike. And Ramsey, 18-13. They play at 1:30 immediately following Charles Henderson. And the final will be at 10:45 on Wednesday. So that's when they'll play if they advance. Now the girls, let's look at the girls real quickly here.
Wow, that is spread out. So if you win on Saturday, you don't play again until Wednesday.
That's right. Charleston's the girls play, they're 24-6, and they play Briarwood 13-9 at 9 a.m. Saturday morning, tomorrow morning, at the Coliseum in Montgomery. And Brubaker Tech, listen to this, Mike, they're 28-3, plays Ramsey 25-7. Those are two pretty good teams. They play at noon on Saturday, so you can watch that game immediately following. And their final, how about this? Isn't this crazy? Their final is at 9 a.m. on Wednesday. Is that crazy or not? To play a final.
Well, it looks like if Charles Henderson wins, they're going to be really good teams, either Brubaker Tech or Ramsey.
That's exactly right. It's going to be tough.
How in the world is Briarwood only 13-9? They've only played that many games?
Yeah, some schools just don't. A lot of schools do not allow their teams to play during the week because of school.
Yeah.
So that's the way it works right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed our show, and of course brought to you by some great sponsors, and we appreciate our sponsors so much. Pike County Ford on the bypass right here in Troy, and Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep on the bypass. All of these people, Bill Jackson Chevrolet, Troy Nissan, all of these people are great sponsors of ours, and we appreciate them very much. Southeast Alabama Gas District, I touched the button, Mike, had a fireplace and it just made my house warm all over this morning, and I appreciate it.
That's nice.
So
it's nice you can touch a button. I have more than that. I have to light a lighter.
Well, you better get the kind I've got then. Ladies and gentlemen,
I've got the stick, the lighter.
All right, what is your plan this weekend, Mike? What you gonna do?
We got a lot of stuff going on. We got some friends coming over tonight, and we're just gonna lay low and enjoy the weekend with the girls, and try to go to church on Sunday. I think that's about it.
Sounds like a winner. Sounds like a winner. Hope you have a great weekend. We got a lot of baseball, a lot of softball, a lot of basketball. We got a lot going on in our community. Let's support our local team.